This is West Virginia Morning. I'm Teresa Wills. Those who follow the coal industry closely say signs of a sharp increase in black lung cases can be seen all over Appalachia.
It looks like men who have done decades of work and who are experts in their field now carrying around oxygen tanks.
That story and more coming up this West Virginia Morning. Support for West Virginia Morning is provided by Hope Gas, committed to the growth and development of West Virginia to strengthen the community. Information at wvisforhope.com. Officials have released an update into a deadly chemical accident in April. Eric Douglas has more.
A chemical reaction killed 2 employees and injured 22 others in Institute, West Virginia. It produced highly toxic vapors during the transfer of chemicals into a wastewater receiving tank as the Ames Goldsmith Corporation's Catalyst Refiners Incorporated facility was being decommissioned. Employees observed a chemical reaction occurring and a fog forming over the tank. Emergency responders later detected hydrogen sulfide at the facility. The U.S. Chemical Safety Board's investigators say they are concerned the company did not require employees to wear respirators and did not provide or require workers to use personal gas monitors that might have alerted them to the presence of the highly toxic hydrogen sulfide gas. The investigation is ongoing. It was not immediately clear when the final report would be complete. For West Virginia Public Broadcasting, this is Eric Douglas in Charleston.
The developer of a proposed data center in Tucker County has provided the state proof that it owns the property on which it plans to build. Chris Schulz has more.
Fundamental Data submitted a purchase and sale agreement Tuesday to the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection's Division of Air Quality, showing their 2024 acquisition of approximately 290 acres in Tucker County. The DEP requested the document at the end of July after receiving correspondence questioning Fundamental's ownership and control of their proposed building site between the towns of Thomas and Davis. The DEP's letter said a review of Tucker County records showed the parcels in question still belong to Western Pocahontas Properties. The 18-page purchase and sale agreement is almost completely blacked out and marked redacted copy claim of confidentiality. In a press release, Casey L. Chapman of Fundamental Data certified the permit application as truthful, accurate, and complete and said, quote, "Private is not the same thing as secret." For West Virginia Public Broadcasting, I'm Chris Schulz in Morgantown.
A team from American Water is heading to the town of Wayne to investigate a problem that has plagued the community for years. Maria Young reports.
Roughly 1 million gallons of water is released to residents and businesses through the town of Wayne's water system each day. The problem is about 700,000 gallons of that water never reaches its destination, thanks to significant leakage in the system. That's according to Governor Patrick Morrisey, who toured the region last week as part of his 2-day water listening tour. Wayne County Commission President Travis Thompson is pleased the town is getting some assistance.
They're spending a lot of money, and they're only getting 30% of the water that they're paying for. So, I mean, this should be a significant cost savings.
A team from American Water is expected to begin the leak survey on Monday and will provide the results of their findings to the Wayne Public Service District. For West Virginia Public Broadcasting, I'm Maria Young in Charleston.
This is West Virginia Morning. I'm Teresa Wills. It's 7:53. Scattered to heavy thunderstorms today, high temperatures in the 80s. Chance of rain and thunderstorms tonight with lows in the 60s. Saturday, a mix of clouds and sun with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, highs in the 80s. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control finds that black lung rates are the highest they've been since the 1970s. Justin Hicks and Howard Burkus reported on that for the Appalachia Mid-South newsroom. Inside Appalachia's Mason Adams spoke with Hicks and Burkus to dig a little deeper.
What does this black lung epidemic actually look like on the ground at clinics across coal country?
It's horrific. Horrific. These are people who are struggling to breathe every day. who can't do the simplest things that you and I can do, who can't play with their grandkids for more than a few minutes, who can't walk up the driveway to take the garbage cans up, who have trouble sleeping at night, can't sleep lying down because that compresses their chest too much. They've got to sleep standing up. And miners are dying. Marcy Freeman, who runs some respiratory therapy clinics in Virginia and Kentucky, she has a stack of funeral programs from her clients who have died, hundreds of them. What's happening is that miners are dying, miners are continuing to be diagnosed with disease, and more miners are going to be diagnosed with disease.
I'll say, too, one thing that Scott Laney, the lead researcher at NIOSH, the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, who produced this new research, he said for folks who live in Appalachia, this is no surprise because you see it every single day when you go to the post office, when you go to the grocery store. You see these guys carrying around oxygen tanks. That's what it looks like. It looks like men who have done decades of work and who are experts in their field now carrying around oxygen tanks to survive after they've retired to the point where they can't really work anymore.
Y'all have been reporting on this topic for a while. Howard, you've been reporting on this for years. I am still haunted by the sound of a miner breathing who had this acute version of black lung. So what are the options for miners with black lung today? What kind of quality of life are they looking at? And what's the expense of treating this condition?
That miner you're talking about, Mackie Branham from Kentucky, he had one of those options, a double lung transplant. It's helped him breathe better, but he's having a really tough time. The only option for miners with severe disease is a lung transplant. Now, there have only been 135 or so lung transplants for coal miners with black lung disease since 1995. 2024 was the record year so far. There were 19. The chances of getting a lung transplant aren't that great for these miners. But the ones who do get them, they have a life expectancy with new lungs. The mean rate of life expectancy is 7 years, a little less than 7 years. So they do get, more life for sure. But it can be a very, very rough go. I met one miner in Virginia who had a double lung transplant, almost died on the operating table. His kidneys failed. He had to have a kidney transplant. He is very happy to be breathing, but it's been really rough. And one of the things that happens is these miners are struggling to breathe so hard, like the miner you mentioned who could barely speak a sentence without pausing for breath. That puts strain on the other organs of their body. So some of them become too sick to have a lung transplant, and some of them die from other organ failure before their lungs stop working. One pulmonologist we spoke to who's treated a lot of coal miners with disease, who's done a lot of research, basically says that they're facing suffocation while alive. There are no prospects out of this that look anything other than horrific.
That was Howard Burkus and Justin Hicks speaking with Mason Adams about the rise of black lung. To hear the rest of that interview and more, listen to Inside Appalachia, Sunday mornings at 7 and Sunday evenings at 6 on West Virginia Public Broadcasting. West Virginia Morning is a production of West Virginia Public Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Support for our news bureaus comes from Shepherd University and Marshall University School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Eric Douglas is our news director. Maria Young is our producer. Listen to West Virginia Morning weekdays at 7:49 a.m. on WVPB Radio, or subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. #WV Morning.